Okay, and we're back. I should actually do another post about the, oh boy. Oh, I gotta stretch, jeez. Woo! I should do another post on Discord to say that we're into the eliminations now. Holy crap, this is long. Alright, well, let's show this off. And that fits? Yeah? Everything fits on there? There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm alive, Jack. I struggled a little bit putting all of that on there. But I think it looks good. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this layout. It's so nice. Wow. Okay, so I had it all organized in that the position that you got is where you ended up. And of course, because we had so many ties, instead of looking at how they did against their opponents, I just said, okay, if anybody tied, I would place them in order on the other bracket. So, for example, who's number one out of the number fives? I think Shockwave. Who else is number 5? Famine. Okay, Famine. So Famine is actually in the number 5 spot. Then Shockwave's in the number 6 spot. Princess Tiny Feet is in number 7, and then Shockwave is in number 9. Hey, Stardust. So Huey Lewis won in his match against Seaward. I thought you would appreciate that. And he actually ended up tying for 9th overall. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Good catch. I forgot to change Sakamoto. I'm going to do that right now. That was a test. That was a test to see if you guys were paying attention to the names. And you passed. Congratulations. Let's see. Alright. There we go. Alright. That's good. There we go. So, what we're going to do is we're going to begin with Princess Tiny Feet and Gluto. So we're going to do this matchup, then Famine and Clothesline, then Hustasia and Tiny Timber. Gonna go down here, Sakamoto versus Chi, Shockwave and Gil, Dodge and Huey Lewis. And then we'll begin the seeds. Number 1 and number 2 overall. I might do where you can enter 2 monsters. One will be primary, one will be secondary for the flattening, but that won't be for a little while. What we'll do is we'll focus on this, and then this week I'll start thinking of how I want to run the flattening tournaments, and then we'll focus on that later. But right now, it is 9 hours into my stream, and I just want to be done. So we're gonna continue with the elimination tournaments starting now. All right. Ooh. So, first matchup Princess Tiny Feet, and Gluto. Gluto ending up 14th overall. I can tell that you're excited for it, seeing as how you made and sent me an entire team of flattening monsters. With not every... No, you didn't use every single monster that can flatten, but you did do 2 teams of 6. But anyways. Rounds? Oh, yeah. So what it's going to be is best of 3, best of 5, and then best of 7. I think. I'm sure I put this in the forums. Hang on. Where's the rules here? Let me just bring up the rules. I'm sure I wrote it down. Round robin, everybody will get a chance to fight each other. I didn't specify that it was going to be best of 3. Whoops, I should have. Or I shouldn't have run best of 3 for the tournament, but here we are. So let's see. Oh no, round robin matches will be best of 3. Okay. Results from round robin will determine positions in the elimination brackets. It did. Elimination matches will be best of 3, then best of 5 in the semifinals, then best of 7 in the finals. Okay. So let me load up these monsters first and get them into the arena. And then we'll take another look here. So semifinals will be right here. So this match here will be best of 5. So first to 3. But every match before that, so all of these matches, geez, if only I had a tool that I could rectangular show. All of these matches are going to be best of 3. And then once people get past that line, it's going to be best of 5 and then best of 7 for the championship. I hope that's simple. I hope that makes sense. But,
oh, biddies.
Yeah. Oh, biddies. Jack, thanks for the bit. But, enough chit-chat. Enough idle chit-chat. Let's begin this elimination tournament so we can finally finish. And it's not ear-splittingly loud, I know. Managed to fix it at the expense of everybody who was listening at the time. Best of 3, Princess Tiny Feet versus Gluto. I should actually write this down. I'll keep track of this as well. Seven versus 10. There we go. All right. More in it for me if Tiny Feet wins. Well, I hate to say that I would take bribes, but you know, $20 is $20, man. So, Princess Tiny Feet nearly KOing Gluto. Gluto nearly KOing Gluto as well. And Princess Tiny Feet taking the first win in the elimination. But it is best of 3. So we'll see if she gets the win-win and moves on to fight the champion, or I say champion, but really it's just the ultimate weapon. Or we'll see if we'll see what happens here. Body press, Gluto hurting himself more than anything else. Might have also hurt the arena, actually. And Princess Tiny Feet shows off her feet to his I was gonna say face, but it's more like belly. And Princess Tiny Feet moves on. Pluto is eliminated. Ice Bear, thank you for participating. I warned you to maybe max the stats of your monster, but you said, nah, I believe in the Zilla. Even if you asked me to do it, I would have done it for you, but oh well. Tacos. That is how the Zilla crumbles, and Princess Tiny Feet moves on. So, let me, Princess Tiny Feet, nope, Princess Tiny Feet, there we go. Moves on to there. And watch this, this is gonna be so cool. Look at how I do this. I select all of this. And I go invert colors. And boom! Look at that. It's the elimination line. So when the line goes black, that means they didn't progress. I mean, I could also... What if I... is there any way to do that? I kind of want to hide this right now. Oh, you know what? I could just delete. That doesn't look so good. Now we'll keep the faces moving up. Or I guess we can delete the... Oh, you know what? We could just move the original, couldn't we? Although I should probably delete all these. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that makes sense. I think that makes sense. We're figuring this out together, guys. Just hold tight. Okay, next match. Famine versus Clothesline. Let's get to it, shall we? I'm just gonna hover over that so it doesn't look so bad. There we go. Famine and Clothesline. Famine ended up tied for 5th. Clothesline, on the other hand, tied for 12th. The 12th. And in the elimination, I believe Famine ended up winning in this matchup as well. We can even have a look before the match starts here, how these two did against each other. Actually, I have the results here too, so this is 3 and 8. So I just gotta find 3 and 8 on the board here, which I think is... There it is. In this matchup, it did go to the best of 3, and Famine did win. So Clothesline has an opportunity to win here in this best of 3, but we'll see. Fist Missile misses to start things off. Fire Breath, 48% miss. These combatants are pretty much back to square one with their guts rates and their health. Ravage misses at 44%. Eventually, one of these moves is going to have to hit. What will it be? A Burst Cannon, taking down 280 health. Where is JP? Is its sweet JP in the house? Your monster started off the match, the damage in the match, rather. And it looks like he has the advantage at the moment. Burst Cannon again, misses at 61%. It could go back the other way this time. What is going to happen? What is Famine going to do with all of these guts? Goes for a rend, lands at 52%. And he has enough guts for one more move if he wanted, but he doesn't. And Clothesline loses that first matchup. That is 3. Okay. All right. Okay. Skelegon from Dragon Quest Warrior Monsters. Probably. I haven't played Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior. But, I mean, it seems kind of like a generic bipedal dragon skeleton. Because, you know, you see those all the time. But I imagine if... I imagine there can't be too much variance in bipedal dragon skeletons throughout video games. Sledgefall, missing. Fire Breath, landing this time, 173 damage. Putting Famine in the lead, but Clothesline not going to give up just yet. Although he did get hit by Glide Charge. That is a pretty good dragon move, if you're able to get it. It is a good-natured move, and it's accurate, it's quick, doesn't cost too many guts. Here we go, Tail Whip, basic tech, lands. Clothesline, building up guts. What is he going to do? What is he going to use with these guts? He has too many guts. 62, 65. Goes for the final blade, misses at 60%. That might have been able to bring it back, but Famine wins 2 in a row in the best of 3 and moves on. So we'll go back to the grid here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab Famine's picture. We're going to move him up. JP, thanks for participating. But unfortunately, Clothesline was not able to make it out of the first round of the elimination. Ah. There we go. Right. Yeah, deselect, and then Famine's image will move over here. Ah, this looks really good. I like how this looks. Sweet. Next match. Justicia versus Tiny Timber. Justicia actually tying for 3rd place. Tiny Timber not tying for 3rd, actually tying for 9th. I don't know why. It's my own monster. I'm just so proud of him. Oops. And there goes his name. Okay. There we go. So now we got 2 versus 9 in a best of 3. Alright, here we go. Best of 3 in the elimination tournaments. 3rd match, Tiny Timber versus Justicia. Or Justicia. Or Justicia. Look, man, it's... it's another language. Somebody pointed that out to me. They even told me how to pronounce it, but that was close to 9 hours ago. So, you're going to have to forgive me. Tiny Timber and Justicia. Here we go. Raki combo. Misses. Again, 50%. Almost the entire round robin tournament, Raki combo had missed. Rush slash. Lands. Second rush slash. Misses. Tiny Timber goes for the fire juggler move. That is a pretty devastating move when it lands. Slash combo, an angry slash combo, actually. And that does 497 damage. A lot of power in these two combatants. Raki combo, again, lands it this time. Crits for 367 damage. And that will be the match. Justicia is dancing a little bit. But Tiny Timber, with that Raki combo, finally landing. It landed once before in this tournament. Every other time it missed. So I think that's 2 and 16 times he tried it in total. 2 out of 16 times? It's quite a few times to miss a coin flip, but I'm just... I'm spending too much time on this. It is a best of 3, so Tiny Timber, we'll see if he moves on or if he ends up having to go up against, or if he loses this one and then it has to go to the tiebreaker best of 3. Fire Spike misses. Justicia, tons of guts. What's he gonna do? Goes for a home run, and it is over the fence, not once but twice. Lands the mark, and Tiny Timber now angry. Punch combo lands at 85%. 213 damage there. Tiny Timber, though, building up the guts. He needs them because all of his moves cost a lot of guts. Lands the Cursed Dance, but is that gonna help him? Does a significant amount of damage, but he's gonna need another one of those in order to win. Justicia, on the other hand, doesn't look like he's gonna have a chance to build up enough guts to win. Fire Juggler lands, burns Justicia, and Tiny Timber wins 2 out of 3 in the best of 2. Cursed Dance without Beat Dance. It's the best dance. Alright. Let's see here. So, Tiny Timber moves on. Justicia does not, is eliminated. Thank you so much, Ren, for joining this tournament. I think this was your first time competing. If it was, congratulations. You got 3rd in the round robin with 2 huge powerhouses leading the way with Ultimate and C-Word, but in the elimination, anything can happen. And Tiny Timber takes that match. Okay. Next match, Sakamoto versus Chi. Number 5 versus number 12. Of course, these 2 monsters tied. So we'll see what happens in their match. Actually, I do want to see here. Chi and Sakamoto, 11 and 12. Sakamoto ended up winning in the round robin between these 2. But we'll see if that happens again. Yeah, Princess Tiny Feet has to eliminate the Ultimate. But this is 11 and 12? Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Sakamoto and Chi. Okay. Best of 3. Begin. Chi starts off with a flying press. Misses though. Sakamoto now has the advantage, not only in guts, but also in moves. Thunderbolt lands 451 damage. That is nearly half of Chi's health here. Flying press again. What is that TK? Is that thinking? Regardless, Legend Pulse lands, causing Chi to get angry. He is almost... He is down half his health. Oh, that is a thinky face. That's cool. Or, you know, you could use that one. Lightning lands. Chi is KO'd. Sakamoto takes the first of the best of 3. Why does it look... different. That's rude. Sorry, I'm looking at underscores, and they seem to be different sizes for some reason. I don't know why. Spiral dive, lands it! 202 damage, not a whole lot, but causes Sakamoto to get angry. Thunderbolt. Going to miss, but he's still angry. Goes for another Thunderbolt. Lands this one. Minus 32 guts and half of Chi's health gone again. That Thunderbolt really hurts when it lands. When it doesn't land, it doesn't hurt. Duh. Thunderbolts. Lands again. 573 damage with the crits. Chi is eliminated. And Sakamoto moves on. Agile, thank you so much for submitting. I know was it just yesterday or the day before that you asked me if you could enter the monster that you entered for another Joy Ranching tournament. And I said, absolutely, I would love to have you in. But Chi has been eliminated, and Sakamoto moves on. There we go. Chi came in with the flying presses, left and right, but wasn't able to squish Sakamoto into submission. Where is Sakamoto? There he is. I guess I could just, yeah, I could have just grabbed and moved him, but whatever. And Sakamoto will be facing Seaward. But we move on to the next match. Shockwave versus Gil. And while we're setting up this as well, I'll take a look at the grid, the round robin grid, to see how these two fared against each other. 6 and 5. Wrong one. Okay. Now real quick, take a look. How did Gil and Shockwave fare against each other? Shockwave managed to pull ahead in the round robin. Switch that there. Which round was that actually? 6 and 5. 6 and 5. Was it this one here? It would have been right at the bottom, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Shockwave won it in 3. So Gil has been proven to beat Shockwave once before. Can he do it 2 times out of 3? Shockwave's most efficient move right now is actually Gas. Yeah, because Gas is withering, it's accurate, and it's cheap. Gil's guts rate, I don't think, would be fast enough to keep up to a barrage of gases. Does land a diving press, though. Bang. 62% hits. Shockwave in the lead. How did Sakamoto do? Sakamoto won against Chi and moves on to face Seaward in the next match, or in his next match. Flail does land, though, and Shockwave is hurting. However, does have enough guts to do something. What's he going to do? Goes for a dragon kick, and with that, Shockwave manages to get a last-second win. Oh. If you're the biologist, you're loving that, but Cronius, that last second just made the difference between a win and a loss in that first one. However, a crit flail, putting Gil in the lead He's angry after getting spin kicked in the face, as anybody should be after taking just over 300 damage. And now you have the guts advantage as well. Goes for another flail. 63% hit. It crits again. 31 health. Shockwave is holding on by just a sliver. Kung Fu Fist lands, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Shockwave would have to do a ton of damage here in order to get back in this match. Needs a KO. Goes for another Dragon Kick. Doesn't crit though. 322 damage, not going to cut it. Gil going to take the second of the best of 3. Next match determines what happens. Also, can we just stop for a second and take a look at Gil? He is blinking. Those are not goggles. Those are his eyes. He can blink with goggles on. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. Yes, this is best of 3. And then it'll move on to... No, this will be best of 3. The next round will be best of 3. Semifinals will be best of 5. And then the finale will be best of 7. Alright. Gil, up to 99 guts after dodging that Dragon Kick. Shockwave, spin kick this time, misses. Diving press, misses. Cleft flip. Ugh. Flail, lands at 69%, 722 damage! Nice. Shockwave. Gonna need something huge to get back here. In fact, I think time is up for Shockwave. Flail, again, 66% lands. And that'll do it. Shockwave has been eliminated by Gil, who I believe was... Yeah, Gil placed 11th overall. And managed to squeaky clean get a victory against somebody that beat him before in the best of 3. Congratulations, Cronius. Gil is moving on. I'm very sorry, the biologist. Thank you for participating, but the elimination is exactly that, an elimination. And Shockwave has been cut. Oh, hold on a second. Gotta make sure I have the rate right there. Okay. Boop. And Gil moves on. Gil, where's my Gil? There it is. Again, I'm making this more complicated than I have to. I can just grab it and move it. It doesn't have to be on that layer, but I insist on doing that. Alright, and last match of the first round of the elimination, we have Dodge versus Huey Lewis. Whose tourney is it anyway? Where the hit percentages are made up and the scores don't matter. Yep. I mean, last year we had the elimination tournament first and then the round robin. But I mean, this is like a separate tournament. It's not the finals. No. This is the elimination round. It's like a second chance for monsters to do better than they did in the round robin, which usually turns out to be pretty accurate. I mean, anyways, let's just get on to the next match here. Dodge and Huey Lewis. Hold on. Gotta make sure I load the right dodge here. Almost loaded the wrong one. And Huey Lewis. Here we go. So let's see how these two fared before. 1 and 13. Dodge won both times in the round robin with these two. Will Huey Lewis be able to show a little bit of that spunk that he did when he beat Seaward? Let's find out. Dodge and Huey Lewis. Final blade to start things off, but that misses. Going to cost Huey Lewis guts and potentially a couple of hits here. Dodge goes for Knockalypse, lands it, 447 damage, and enough guts that Huey Lewis has to restart and try to gain some more here. Screech also lands. Hammerfall lands. Screech, however, proccing the anger. Huey Lewis, will he be able... Gets the kick. That crits. The crit kick. Followed by a laser sword. Dodge, in the last 10 seconds there, lost his lead. Huey Lewis pulling ahead here. Yes. Here we go. Kick to start things off. 146 damage, minus 10 guts. Not too bad of a start. Hammerfall, however, was a good follow-up. 181 damage. Not so much withering, but dodge. Gonna have more guts anyways. Lands the Screech. Huey Lewis goes with the angry kick. Minus 14 guts. These two are at each other's throats. Back and forth. Sledgefall landing. Critting. 433 damage. Dodge is down to just a fraction of his health. Huey Lewis is going for it. He's aiming for the win here. And with that drill shot, goes 2-0 against an opponent that he previously went 0-2 against. Wow. How do you dodge a sound wave? I don't know how, but he did. That was quick. Congratulations, Stardust. Your monster ended 9th, or tied for 9th overall in the round robin, but he moves on in the elimination brackets. Oops. Oops. What did I do? I didn't do anything. Okay, good. Huey Lewis is there. I'm so used to scrolling through the layers and grabbing the one that it is, but I don't need to do that. Alright, and there we go, the first round of the elimination brackets. Yeah, salty run back, that's exactly what that was. Managed to come back and win. So now we are into the quarterfinals. It is still best of 3 until we reach the next round. We'll call this one the quarterfinals. First match in the quarterfinals. Ultimate Weapon versus Princess Tiny Feet. Who will win? Let's find out. Now we know Ultimate Weapon only lost to one monster. So we know that it was able to beat Princess Tiny Feet. But how did Princess Tiny Feet do? Has a pixie ever won a tourney? I don't think so, no. Even, actually, even in Ladies' Night, well, no, there's only 2 pixies in Ladies' Night, I think. 2 or 3 pixies, and there it was Tampax, I believe, won. Where am I going here? It's number 7. Huey Lewis. So let me take a look. How did Princess Tiny Feet do against Ultimates? It went to 3. So Princess Tiny Feet has proven that she's able to beat Ultimates, but can she do it 2 out of 3 times? Let's find out, shall we? Bang, to start things off. It lands, 233 damage. Proccing Anger. Gets the Beam Shower. Princess Tiny Feet not going to have any guts. I-Beam lands as well. Still, no guts for Princess Tiny Feet. Frantic Beam. Still whittling away Princess Tiny Feet's guts. However, she is angry now. She wants revenge. Goes for a kick. Misses. And the anger is worn off. Lightning, though, lands. These are 2 very worst-natured monsters. Mega Ray misses. Frantic Beam lands. Crits. 380 damage. Princess Tiny Feet's at just a sliver of her health. However, 69% on the Beam Shower. Nice. And Ultimate takes the first of the best of 3. The princess was lasered in the face. Was reskinning allowed? Yes, but you had to run it by me first. Like, I didn't care if you did reskin, I just wanted to know what the monster was before. Kiss takes away 39 guts from Ultimate. And you can just see how close of a guts rate these 2 have. The only difference is Ultimate has only 3 moves that all do withering. Whereas Princess Tiny Feet has a variety of moves, some of which are more questionable than others. Continues to go for the kick. Already has the lead, so just has to make sure she doesn't get hit here. Maximal Beam misses. Heal Raid misses as well. Again, lands that one, minus 25 guts. An alright amount of damage. Ultimate goes for the Frantic Beam, it misses! Princess Tiny Feet gets hit by a Frantic Beam just at the last second, but has 2 more health. Look at that. The Frantic Beam didn't do enough damage. Princess Tiny Feet's gonna bring this one to 3. Oh, it's coming down to the wire. Who will win in this tiebreaker? Who is going to be eliminated? The champion or the underdog? And I say underdog, but you know, Princess Tiny Feet tied for 5th. So what will happen here? Should have reskinned a Meddler? Yeah. Goes for a kiss. That worked last time, but not this time. Ultimate lands a Maximal Beam. Oh boy, this is close. This is close. Guts rate almost tied. Goes for the kick, lands it. Does mere 60 damage, but we'll see if that factors in later. Maybe she will win by 60 damage. Goes for a Ray. That lands as well. 73 damage. Getting closer and closer to tying this up. In fact, she's just 20 hit points away from tying this up. Now Ultimate sitting at 99 guts. Still not able to use a move, though, because he's not in the right slots. Princess Tiny Feet, on the other hand, using all those guts that she's built up in those first 3 slots. I-Beam lands. Princess Tiny Feet behind again. Gonna have to use a move. No! In the last few seconds, nobody decided to use a move. I mean, of course, Ultimate's not able to use a move because he didn't have any moves there. Princess Tiny Feet not kicking Not banging. But putting up one hell of a fight. Even in this match where it went 2-1 in Ultimate's favor. That, I mean, that hurts, but at the same time, congratulations, Jack, because your monster very nearly eliminated the champion in the round robin. So what I'm going to do is one at a time here. I'm going to do that very carefully. Ah. Oh, whoops. There we go. And then very carefully do that. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Ultimate moves on. Princess Tiny Feet loses in the quarterfinals, but not going to spare the wit for that failure. We are moving on to the second of the quarterfinal matches. Famine versus Tiny Timber 3v2. Let's load these guys up here. And then when we're loading up the matches, or when it's loading the match itself, then we'll take a look at how these two fared against each other. I believe Famine won. It's tough to say because I think that was one of the earlier matches in the tournament. And even if it wasn't, my memory is not that great right now. Still, best of 3. Now let's take a look here. 3v2, 3v2. Looking for 3v2. 3v2, there it is. Yeah, so Tiny Timber won in the first match, but Famine managed to win 2 in a row to win the best of 3 in the round robin. How will they fare here when everything is on the line? Tiny Timber tries to land a Fire Juggler. That is a Raki Dragon only move, however, added onto Tiny Timber's list because it looks pretty cool. Famine manages to land that move. Tiny Timber down to half its health. Another tail attack will bring it below half. Goes for the explosion. It misses. 61 damage to itself. And Famine still untouched. Speaking of untouched, Flutter misses Tiny Timber somehow, even though it goes right over him. Tiny Timber, again, Fire Juggler misses. Famine, laughing with the guts correction in this game. The hidden guts correction. Enough guts to do something, and Tiny Timber decides to save his strength for the next fight, as Famine takes the first of the best of 3. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Tiny Timber and Famine back to full health. They were restored off screen in the locker rooms, you know. Cursed Dance misses. That's 80 guts down the drain. However, Inferno also misses. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Fire Juggler. Third time's the charm. Lands. Brings Famine down. 400 health. Yeah, that 91% miss. That hurts me inside. But Tiny Timber is in the lead in this fight at least. Fire Spike. Another fire move misses this time. Glide Charge also misses, and that's going to be it for Famine unless Tiny Timber explodes? Okay. Woo! Okay. We're going to 3. It's good. I want these matches to go to 3. If somebody just gets swept. That's no fun. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Okay. Oh, I'm getting cold. I'm getting shivers. Oh, getting goosebumps. Fire Juggler right off the bat. 50% to hits, and it does. Proccing Anger in Famine. However, still doesn't have as fast a guts rate as Tiny Timber. Does build up enough guts, though, to use Inferno. Misses. Fire Juggler again misses. Oh boy. Tiny Timber's only in the lead by one move. Famine could hit a devastating attack. Fire Juggler misses again. It's back and forth with these two. Famine attacks. Tiny Timber attacks. Famine attacks. Tiny Timber attacks. Here we go. Glide Charge lands. Crits. Doesn't do enough damage though. 669 Tiny Timber is sitting at. Unless he decides to explode. He doesn't. He goes for the Fire Juggler and crits. KOs Famine at the last second. Tiny Timber eliminating the Bone Dragon. Manyo, thank you for entering the tournament. You have been eliminated as Tiny Timber moves on. Alright. One down. One down. One down. There we go. Oh, actually, yeah, that might work. Yeah. Oh, okay. Except it also grabbed that. Oops. You see, this looks really nice, but it's kind of tough to manage here. Tiny Timber moves on to the semifinals. He will be going to do best of 5 against Ultimate. But that is after we move on to the lower brackets here. Seaward, the seeded number 2 in the round robin, going up against Sakamoto. Let's set this up. Oh, baby. Sakamoto is number 9, but Seaward is number 4. Oh, baby. Let's see how these two did in their round robin match, shall we? 4v9. And let's see. In the round robin, if I can find their match, 4v8, so it must have been earlier. 4v7. There we go. 4v9. In the round robin, Seaward swept Justicia. So we will see if we'll see if Justicia will be able to win a match and then another in the best of 3. Wind God Sword starting things off, 310 damage with the crit, proccing Anger. Seaward going with the Angry Violent Shell that lands, crits. All of Justicia's packed away guts are gone. 2 angry monsters fighting to move on to the semifinals. Who is going to move on? Night and Ink lands. Justicia's guts gone once again. Knight and Meddler assumed to be one of the best monsters in hard mode by the person who is designing hard mode. Al, how you doing? Glad that you're back. We are just in the quarterfinals now. Second half of the quarterfinals. Electric Stab landing, critting. Justicia is down. That God Sword was the only one that managed to land in that fight. Yeah, especially in a tournament where you're allowed to take out his basic techs. Yeah, that is fair enough. You know, like, just like Pixies, when you're allowed to take away some of their bad moves, it can be pretty good. Justicia able to take the lead with that dash slash and dodging a couple moves here. Violent Shell again lands. Doesn't crit this time, 303 damage. And Justicia gets mad. Guts rate still not as fast as Seaward's, but enough to get him to the Guts range first. Goes for a rolling slash of 44%. It lands! These 44% attacks are landing. Seaward down to half his health. Only 196 or so away. Justicia dodging. Soundwave X, that is a hit tech. It lands. 177 damage, but that's not enough. Justicia is still in the lead. And there it is. This match is going to 3 as well. The quarterfinals have been intense. Every match going to 3. This one, no exception. 10 life of a difference. But that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Here we go. Numbing Stab misses at 49%. Justicia, home run, misses that one too. Opponents trying to land a move here. Home run, this time finding its mark, going over the fences. Numbing Stab misses. The Angry Million Whips, minus 26 guts and a fair chunk of damage. Justicia gonna have to work a little bit now to get back into the winning position here. Justicia goes for a cut in 2. That one misses. Still has 50-some guts. Goes for another cut in 2. That one also misses. Seaward gonna go with a Knight in Ink. That lands, and that is the match. Justicia not going to be able to build up enough guts to do anything. And Seaward takes that one in 3. Bit of a nail biter after that second match, but the Knight in Ink goes sploosh indeed. So that was a fun bonus match, wasn't it? Why did I put Justicia in there? That was Sakamoto. This is what happens when you stream for 10 hours. You get tired. So let's load in the real Sakamoto. I don't know why I went with Justicia. Durahan. Okay. Like I said, that was a fun bonus match, but now it's the actual... I am so glad that it doesn't affect a monster to go battling one after the other. Although, actually though, I should reload. I should reload because Seaward probably has moves in specific spots, doesn't he, Nash? And I would hate to not reload him with the moves in the proper spot. He does, yeah. Okay, I'm glad I reloaded then. Oh, there we go. Holy crap. You wish you were able to stream 10 hours? I don't know why you would wish that upon yourself, man. That's... Oh, like, don't get me wrong. I'm still having fun, but it is exhausting. Okay, first of the best of 3. The real best of 3. Seaward and Sakamoto. Sakamoto starts things off with a Thunderbolt. He's got some heavy-hitting moves, but they cost guts. And if Seaward is able to start withering Sakamoto away, he will not be able to land some more moves here. Goes for a Legend Pulse, though. Lands it. 366 damage for 136 self-harm damage. Let's see if Seaward is able to come back from this. Goes for Soundwave X. Crits. Tons of withering there because that was an angry Soundwave X. Looks like Seaward might still be able to come back from this one. Maybe, no, maybe not. That's close, but Seaward not able to build up enough guts. Sakamoto taking the first of the best of 3. Oh my. We have another contender in this Durahan. How is this going to go? Thunderbolts again to start off the match. 37%, but it misses. That is going to cost Sakamoto, but if he continues to dodge, he could bring this back. 47% Violent Shell also misses. Seaward not able to land any attacks here. Sakamoto going to be in the driver's seat with guts for now. What's he going to do? Goes for a Legend Pulse. Deals 8 damage to himself and 277 to Seaward. Pretty good trade-off. Even if that missed, that would have been an okay trade-off here. And minus 84 guts, yeah. Al, you were the one who did this. You were the one who messed with the recoil. Didn't you? I feel like you did. But, Seaward in a losing position here. The first match in the quarterfinals that did not go to 3. Sakamoto wins 2 in a row against the number 2 slot monster. And Seaward, even though he was seeded, missed too often and gets eliminated. Nash, holy crap, Nash, that monster was a beast. And managed to get second overall, but is eliminated. Oops, that is that is the wrong layer. And Sakamoto moves on. Boof. Wow. Hey, Serena. Yeah, we are still going. 10 hours and 15 minutes later, we are still going, and we need to continue along. So let's go to Gil and Stardust. 1, or rather 5 versus 1. Oh, baby. This is a lot. This is a lot of playtime we got going on here. Yeah, RNG. That's the fun of eliminations. You can have you can have a great monster that does amazingly well. But we'll see what happens here. Huey Lewis swept Gil in the round robin. We'll see if he's able to do so here. Oh, yeah. That's right. Seaward committed foolery and then got hit by a laser cutter, and Huey Lewis actually managed to win that matchup because of that. So, Huey Lewis listening to the Hanger Daddy. And, threats of violence are actually affecting him, I think. Huey Lewis dodges the diving press, goes for a laser sword, lands at 50%, crits 545 damage. That is more than half of Gil's total health. And Huey Lewis still has more guts after that. That 50 guts move, and he still ends up with more guts at the end. The threats were mostly consisting of you just playing Grand Theft Auto. That's abuse. Speaking of abuse, heavy chop to the head. Gil. Tries the signature front crawl attack. 337 damage, but that's not going to be enough, and I don't think he has enough time to build up guts to use any move. Huey Lewis goes for a high kick on a short monster. That's going to miss. What are hitboxes? And Huey Lewis takes the first of the best of 3. Here we go. Gil, gonna have to use that front crawl flail if he wants to win. Aha! Short jokes! Or is it hangers are super tall jokes? I guess we'll see. That hammerfall does land. Gil sitting at 99 guts though. If Huey Lewis had fight, perhaps he'd be able to use it here. 286 damage from that diving press, making Huey Lewis angry, which is supposed to make moves more accurate to hit, which diving press misses on the second go-round. Gil, however, getting Fury procced, backing up the flail. Huey Lewis taking the initiative in that third slot, though. Going with that hammerfall, however, misses. Doesn't matter, though. Wasted Gil's Fury when he was in the third slots. And that's 67% flail. Missed. That could have gone either way, but just as in the round robin, Huey Lewis sweeps. And we now have our semi-finalists. Cronius, thank you for the themed entry. If it had more moves that it could use that were like swimming oriented. Oops. I did it again. I keep doing it. I just keep doing it. There we go. And Huey Lewis moves on to the semifinals. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is so close. But yeah. We mentioned it before, but if Muse had maybe one more move, like maybe that what is it, super punch, maximal punch, whatever that one is, maybe if Gil had that, might have had different results, but that's the way it goes. And this is where it stands. We are now into the best of 5 semi-finals. Ultimate versus Tiny Tim to start. Let's load up these monsters, shall we? Tiny Tim, the only one to beat Ultimate in the round robin. You've yet to make a serious move? Me too. I haven't, not even on my ranch, like in single player. I haven't raised a serious Mew. Okay. 2v14. Let's just take a quick look at what that match looked like. Oh yeah, round 7. It was a best of 3 series. It went Tiny Timber, Ultimate, Tiny Timber. Yes. Incoming decisive match here. Tiny Timber ending up tied for 9th overall. Ultimate winning the round robin pretty single-handedly. Who is going to win here? Oh, it's so close! Fire Spike to start things off here, 66%, and it lands. Minus 36 guts, not a ton of damage though. And proccing Anger. Ultimate now has 99 guts. Proccing fight in Tiny Timber. I-beam lands, making Tiny Timber angry now. Cursed Dance lands 265 and 65 guts. Did I read that right? That was a lot of withering there. They have the exact same guts rate? Holy crap, they do. Wow. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Maximal Beam does land. However, Tiny Timber still in the lead. And runs the clock. Tiny Timber takes the first of the best of 5. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Here we go. Tiny Timber and Ultimate. Same guts rate. No moves in the first slots, but Tiny Timber does have moves in the second slot. Goes for the explosion, misses. Only 76 damage this time. I-beam lands. Procs Anger. Tiny Timber going to be easier to hit, but also going to be doing a ton more withering. If this Fire Juggler lands, it does not. That would have taken away a significant amount of Ultimate's guts. Frantic Beam lands. Minus 30 guts to Tiny Timber. Tiny Timber falling behind here. Going to have to do a hard-hitting move or two. Don't know if he's going to have time for 2 moves, though. Ultimate. Again, 99 guts. I'm glad I put fight on Tiny Timber because I knew he was going to go up against an opponent that would hit 99 guts, but not really seeming to do anything here. Will lands. Doesn't crit, though. Not enough damage. Yeah, actually, he does have Will, but I don't know if it can proc. Al, do you know? Tiny Timber has Will, but all of his moves are 50 guts or more. So, can Will actually proc if you don't have a move that's, that you would need 9? Because, Will, increases... It's a very low trigger? Oh, maybe. Maybe it's just not going to trigger at all. Or maybe if it does trigger, it's not going to do anything. Because Will, it multiplies the guts cost by 2, but I think it guarantees a crit, if I'm correct. Something like that. It's pretty good, especially if your monster is likely to hit 99 guts, which Tiny Timber is, with that fast guts rate. Here we go. Into the third match of the best of 5. Fire Spike lands, minus 41 guts, and 140 damage. Not too bad. Ultimate has a ton of guts. Plus 100 crits, plus 100 accuracy, and plus 100 guts cost. So, yeah, I don't know if it'll work. Racky Combo lands! Minus 190. 669 health. Ultimate is sitting at. Nice. Frantic Beam lands. Trying to even things out in this match with 15 seconds left. It only affects accuracy and guts cost. Okay. I thought it affected crit as well. Fire Spike lands. Minus 39 guts. And Ultimates uses Frantic Beam at the last second. It lands. And by 17 health, Tiny Timber wins. Putting him at 2. He's just 1 win away. Oh, boy. Yeah, doubling guts cost is quite a downside, but, I mean, it would be interesting. It would be interesting. Interesting. I'm just trying to think of another stupid build, but I shouldn't be doing that when a match is going on. Fire Spike starts things off again. Ultimate Angry lands the maximal beam. Tiny Timber lost all of his guts there. Frantic Beam misses this time. Tiny Timber gonna have to land a move to get back into first here. Raki combo lands again. Tiny Timber ahead. Ahead on a doll that he can actually take off. Goes for the explosion. Deals 17 damage to himself. No, hurry is the last 10 seconds. But, is Ultimate gonna use a move here? He's not! Tiny Tim wins! That is 3. Tiny Tim moves on to the finals! How did that happen? Oh, wow! The #1 seed eliminated by somebody who tied for 9th place. Holy crap. Cheater! Oh, wow. Invert. Dang it, I keep doing it, Sarge. I just don't know why. Let's see. Alright. There we are. Elimination tourney is a sham. It sure is. But not for me. Tiny Timber, moving on to the finals, will be doing the best of 7 series against either Sakamoto or Huey Lewis. And right now, we'll find out which of those two will move on. Who will face Tiny Timber? You shouldn't have left down tempo. You should have stuck around because now Tiny Timber moves on to the finals. Yeah. Hey, to be fair, my monster beat you in the round robin too. So it's not like it couldn't have happened. It's not like it was a 1,000,000 to 1 chance. No. It was possible. And it happened. Here we go. Sakamoto versus Huey Lewis. where the host won't cheat. Not cheating. I don't know why people keep saying that I'm cheating. But I mean, it would be pretty impressive if I somehow managed to cheat in that last match. That is completely RNG. That pre-recorded. Alright, Sakamoto versus Huey Lewis. Heaven Pierce lands right off the bat. 780 damage. Or 780 health left. Sakamoto responds with a Thunderbolt. Short circuits Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis dancing for a little bit there. And follows up with a sledge fall. An angry sledge fall to boot. Puts himself back in the lead. Huey Lewis. Surprised that he didn't turn into Johnny Five there with that short circuit. Legend Pulse, dealing 4 damage to himself, but misses. That was a good trade-off. If that had landed, that would have put Sakamoto back ahead. But that'll do it for the first matchup, or the first fight of the second semifinals. Huey Lewis taking that. Yeah. But hey, you guys still got first and second in the round robin. This is not the finals. This is not like an elimination to determine the overall winner. This is a completely separate sort of bonus tourney, just like last year. Because last year we did it elimination style, and people got salty, of course. So I held a round robin. I knew to hold a round robin afterwards, because I knew that people were going to be mad. But this year I decided to switch it up because I didn't think I was going to get 16 entries for an even elimination tourney. And I used the round robin to determine the placing in the elimination tournament. That is it. Huey Lewis behind by just a little bit, sitting at 569 health. Nice. But will he be able to get enough guts and use a move and land? He goes for the sledge pull and it lands! Huey Lewis needs one more win. Yeah, no, Tiny Timber was 3-1 against Ultimate there. So Ultimate did win, and even in the round robin, it was 2-1. So they were neck and neck. They have the same guts rates. They have moves in the same slots, except Tiny Timber has the extra move. But that's Thunderbolt, bringing Huey Lewis down a ton of health. Proccing Anger. Both of these monsters are angry at each other. They want to win. These guys want to get to the finals. That's Drill Shot, crit. And Sakamoto gonna have to decide what to do with his guts. And whether or not to go with this Legend Pulse. 31 damage, but he does land at 274 damage to Huey Lewis. Does Huey Lewis have enough time to come back with enough guts to do enough damage? Lightning misses. Huey Lewis in a position to attack. Goes for the hammer fall. Doesn't crit. 213 damage. Not enough to bring this back in his favor. Whoops. Wrong button. Whoopsies. Never mind that. That was just the grid. There we go. It is 2-1. Huey Lewis only needs one more win to go to the finals and face Tiny Timber. Sakamoto putting up a decent fight though with his Heavy Tex and Legend Pulse. Thunderbolt misses though. Lightning also misses. Huey Lewis doesn't want to short circuit again. He doesn't want to go looking for input. Need input. Johnny 5. Sakamoto falling behind here. 609 health. Not. Thunderbolt. Misses again. Sakamoto falling behind. Don't think he's going to have enough time here to build up enough. He will. He will have enough time to build up enough guts. But will Huey Lewis run the clock? Goes for the laser cutter, one of Henger's longest moves. Gives Sakamoto just enough time to use the Legend Pulse, but it misses. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have our two finalists. Your mother was a snowblower. Well, Rayan, right? Like, how do you pronounce your name? Or sorry, Cyrus. Jeez. Wow. Okay. I keep mixing up Justicia and Sakamoto, the two Durahans, the only Durahans in the tournament, and I keep mixing them up. Of course. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Metalner Wow, words. That's going to do it for the Durahan run here. Cyrus, thanks for entering. Your monster made it to the semifinals. Be proud. And I hope you participate in the next tournament as well, because that is incredible. Your monster was tied for 5th with 4 other monsters. Oh, I'm being really anal about this, aren't I? There we go. Aha! Oh, whatever. That little bar can stay there. It can stay there for all I care. Before we get to the finals, let's determine the 3rd place monster here. We have Ultimate and Sakamoto. We'll do a best of 3. No, we'll do best of 5. We'll do best of 5 for 3rd place here. Yeah, it's kind of killing me too, Cronius, but I gotta leave it. I can't go and fix it. It's too finicky that if I go and I try to fix it up, it's just not gonna work. All right. Oh boy. We got 14 versus 11 in the best of 5 3rd place match. These two, when they faced each other, Ultimates swept Sakamoto 2-0. So let's see if he can do so again 3 in a row this time. Sakamoto, heavy hitter, but slow enough guts rates that Ultimate has a definite advantage. However, Sakamoto starts off with a Thunderbolt. Ultimate down to almost half its health. Oh boy, here we go. Frantic Beam, lands it. Sakamoto goes for another Thunderbolt, it lands! Cyrus, I hope you're here right now because your monster is really fighting for 3rd place against the #1 seeded monster who got 1st in the round robin tournament. Sakamoto building up guts, but Ultimate trying to get back to those moves where it can do something. Sakamoto takes the 1st in this best of 3. All right. Ultimate, Sakamoto. Why did I put 1? That's weird. Lands the Legend Pulse, but deals nearly as much damage to itself as Ultimate. So, who is really ahead right now? I suppose with the Withering, that does help quite a bit. Minus 83, yeah. Yeah. Maximal Beam, however, lands, putting Ultimate very securely into 1st place. Sakamoto gonna need a heavy Thunderbolt to come back from this. Ultimate continuing with the laser beams. More laser beams. Lasers. Lasers! Fire the lasers! Sakamoto goes for Legend Pulse again! Doesn't deal enough damage. Too little, too late. Ultimate makes this 1-1. Oh boy. Here we go. Sakamoto actually putting up a fight, even though Ultimate swept him in the round robin. Legend Pulse again, minus 81 guts, Proccing Anger this time. Ultimate's gonna fly past Sakamoto's current guts. Legend Pulse doesn't seem like a good trade-off in a maxed out tournament. It's all random. Like, it can be a good trade-off if it only does 7 damage to you. Or it can be a great trade-off if you need your opponent to have less guts. Like, it's not an awful move. It's just, it is a very high-risk, high-reward move. Now, if it were PvP, it would be a great move. But this is AI we're talking about, so it uses it on a whim. Frantic Beam, running out the clock, and Ultimate back in the driver's seat in this series. Needs one more win to clinch 3rd place. Clinch. Yes, clinch. I remember that from earlier. Quack, quack, quack. Ducks fly together. And cats meow when they want attention. Oh, actually, she probably wants food. She's probably hungry. Lightning lands, 304 damage. Why are you headbutting my foot? Stop it. Frantic Beam lands, 181 damage, minus 24 guts. Sakamoto gonna have to build that up again. Goes for a Legend Pulse, 137 damage against. He's actually put himself at a disadvantage here. Sakamoto could lose after hurting himself from Legend Pulse and nothing else. Does build up some more guts, though. Might be able to use another move right at the last second. What's it going to be? Is he going to go for Legend Pulse? He does. 257 damage to himself and only 265 damage to Ultimate. And with that, Ultimate proves what a round-robin champion can do. Here we go. Let's just type this in, actually. Here, let's, where's Ultimate? Where's the Ultimate text? Here it is. What we're going to do is we're going to, duplicate this. I'm going to move it. Hi, cats! Thank you for jumping up onto the desktop here. Because I could sure use a friend like you right now. Not really. Could you bugger off? Oh. Hi, cats. Hi. You can sit on my lap, okay? You can sit right there. There's a bunch of cords that are really screwing everything up, but you can sit right there. Why did I have to do that? That's so weird. And let's decrease the size a little bit. There we go. Maybe like right there? Alright. And with that, we're on to the finals. Tiny Timber and Huey Lewis both tied for 9th. Hi. Why do you want to hide your face, huh? Hello. Over here. Look over here. Yeah, look. Look. Cute kitty. Ow! Shark claws. Okay. Don't let you down. Nice and easy. You can let go of my shirt now. You can let go of my shirt. Good girl. Okay. Tiny Tim versus Huey Lewis in the finals. Wow. Number 1 and number 2. And just so you know, I'm putting these I'm putting Tiny Tim in the 1-player slot there because he's in the top bracket. in case anybody is wondering about that. See, it's top bracket, so yeah. Okay. Wood versus steel. All right. Let's take a look at how these two did in their match in the final round there. Huey Lewis won in the best of 3. 3 matches. It went Huey Lewis, Tiny Tim, Huey Lewis. Let's see how that works out here. Best of 7 elimination tourney finals. Let's begin. So much hair. There's so much cat hair all over me. I don't like it, but that's how it goes. Fire Juggler does land, making Huey Lewis angry. Has to build up those guts that it lost. Managed to catch up all right. Goes for a laser cutter. 37% miss. That normally is a secret hit rate. Explosion, 40 damage. Oh boy. Kick, lands. Fire Spike. Misses. Sledge Fall also misses. Gonna need some heavy hitting moves here. Tiny Timber in a position to do so. Huey Lewis also goes for the Racky combo. Lands it. 222 damage just to ensure his victory. Tiny Tim taking the first of the best of 7. Firegrass versus Steel. Ooh, I like it. Tiny Tim lands the Cursed Dance. 424 damage. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Tiny Timber has enough guts to do another move, but not Cursed Dance. Fire Spike. 67% lands, minus 41 guts. Huey Lewis not getting angry. Listening to those anger management therapy lessons that he's been getting. He's doing deep breaths that only a robot can do. Fire Juggler misses. Huey Lewis goes for the Hammerfall. Misses though. Gonna have to build up a little bit more guts to use another move. Goes for a last second Hammerfall again. Misses. Tiny Tim, currently 2-0. Needs 2 more in this best of 7. Huey Lewis falling behind a little bit here, but able to prove that he can win 2 out of 3 matches against Tiny Timber. Who's going to strike first? Huey Lewis goes for Sledgefall. That one misses. Tiny Timber building up guts. Which move will he go for? None. Huey Lewis goes for the heavy chop. Cursed Dance lands. Proccing anger in Huey Lewis. Just shy of 300 damage down. Talk about a Cursed Dance. Huey Lewis showing off his own dance moves. Explosion misses. 152 damage. And Huey Lewis now has a chance, a good chance. All he has to do is land some move, and he might be able to come back from this. Fire Juggler, though, wasting the clock. Huey Lewis not able to use a move at the last second. It is now 3-0. Tiny Timber. Just moments, just one match away. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I gotta step away. I gotta step away. Fire Spike lands 205 damage. Proccing Anger. Huey Lewis goes for the Angry Heaven Pierce. 383 damage with the crit. Deals a significant amount of withering as well. Down tempo. Calling it right now. The results of the tournament. Or the results of this match, anyways. Between Tiny Timber and Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis managed to get the hammer fall. Tiny Timber answers with a cursed dance. Does not crit. Huey Lewis still ahead and angry to boot. He's gonna have some guts to be able to do something. Maybe run the clock. What sort of move will he go for? He goes for the heavy chop. And that's it. Huey Lewis manages to squeak by a victory. It is 3-1. Oh, baby. It's getting sweaty. I want to keep my hands off the controller. I gotta keep dry cleaning my hands here. Fire Spike lands it. Huey Lewis getting angry. Has a faster guts regen when angry, but only barely. Laser Sword missing though at 49%. Explosion misses, only does 12 damage though. That could have put Tiny Tim behind Huey Lewis if that had done more damage to itself. Here we go, combatants at 50 guts. Huey Lewis goes for the kick, somehow hits Tiny Timber, even though his leg goes way over his head. Heavy chop, misses. Fire Juggler lands, and that is going to be it. Tiny Tim, 4-1, wins in the best of 7 series. There goes the battle. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our champion of the elimination tournament. Good games all around. Yeah, totally not rigged. And how do I do this now? How should I do this? Here. You know what? I'll just leave the white lines, whatever. There we go. And there you have it, everyone. Tiny Tim somehow managing to win the elimination part of the tournament. No, hang on. I won't say champion. I'll say... oh my god, really? Why does it turn to black? Don't turn to black. Ah. There we go. And we'll actually duplicate that and just call it second. Alright, there we go. Jack with the 49-bit donation. Thank you for the biddies. And there we go. Totally not rigged. It was a 10.
Oh,
Thank you for the 1 bits, Jack. Hang on. Let me get my camera in here. There we go. Never mind the wide angle that this is and the messy bed. Yep. I guess I can put that there, couldn't I? Oh. Alright. And there you have it. Tiny Tim ends up in first place in the elimination, followed by Huey Lewis, followed by Ultimate. In fact, I could probably move him, but I won't. It's too much work. But that is the elimination tournament. That is salty. That is aggravating. It's sweaty. That's what an elimination tournament is. That's why the elimination tournament half is separate from the round robin half. The only connection between the two is the placements. So, congratulations everybody who attended, who competed in the round robin down tempo with the ultimate weapon, managing to get first. C-word, Nash, very nice to be able to do that. Meanwhile, Justicia and Dodge. So, Ren, I don't know where you are. I think you're Ren. I don't know why I keep calling you Ren. It might be something completely different. All I remember, it started with an R. Thank you for entering the Durahan. You got third, tied with Dodge. Submitted by Jason. And then, of course, you can see how everybody else fared. You can see the results of the round robin and the elimination tourney right here. Oh, boy. So, yeah, close to 11 hours of streaming. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I'm going to download the VOD, have it on my system so I don't lose it. Because after, I think, about a week, the VOD disappears on Twitch, so I gotta download it right away. And then, yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you guys so much. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of streaming. But I love that this community can come together and submit 14 incredible monsters. And to do it in such a fun way as well. No holds barred, all cheats allowed. We never get to do tournaments like this. If somebody cheats, then they're like, cheater, outcast, get banned. But this is an opportunity for everybody to be like, hey, you know what? Let's cheat. Let's see how much we can cheat. But what? What are you talking about? I did upload Ladies Night Cronius. It's on my YouTube channel, which if I had my bot working, you could do !YouTube and go straight to my channel, but you can't, so yeah, it's up there, but it's like 6 hours and the audio is really toasty. Actually, how's my audio this time around? Was it better? Am I still a bit too loud? Because I noticed that's in the yellow range on my OBS. Sometimes gets up into the red range. It was good? Okay, good. Alright. That's two goods. It's probably good then. But yes, everybody, thank you again for tuning in. Especially if you're not in a time zone where it's nice to be able to watch this. You don't think it clipped too much? Okay. I know, Jack, it's like 2 a.m. for you there. So, thanks for tuning in. The VOD will be up on YouTube within the week, I promise. It's not going to take 11 to 12 months to upload anything again. Started at 4 p.m. and now it's 2 a.m. Yep. Yep. Started at 8 a.m. and now it's almost 7 p.m. So. Oh. Alright. Everybody, that does it. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.